NTX.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Take it away, John, she says. Can you hear me?
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Game on NTX, Local Heart National Pulse. Today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Co-working, Fort Worth's Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, meeting space, and virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. Well, we've got some technical difficulties on Bill's side today. He can't get into the office where the show is hosted at, so I'm having to run this by myself today. So until we can either get Bill in or either way, I'm running solo. So today we planned on talking about the Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Rangers, and the big news for them this the last few days. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the Texas Longhorns, and we're going to talk about some of the big games this week in college football. And we were planning on doing some picks for the NFL, as Bill and I have done since the beginning of the season. So this week's episode is called Fit to be Tied. That has a lot to do with the results of the Dallas Cowboys game, which I think surprised everybody, ourselves included. We were thoroughly impressed with them, but we'll get to that a little later. I wanted to jump into some Texas Rangers talk. The last couple days, the news came out that Bruce Bochy, 2023 World Series manager, and the Texas Rangers have agreed to disagree, and they are going to go their separate ways. Bill and I spoke about this, and it's we've got some mixed feelings about it, but I think it was time for something to happen. The whole dynamic of Bruce Bochy being there, he's a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about it. He's won 4 World Series over the course of his career. Now he's pushing 70 years old. I think we've got to the point now where the Bruce Bochy is not ready or prepared to do a full rebuild per se. And I don't think that's the goal of the Texas Rangers, but I don't think there's a way that the roster improves that significantly, especially going off of everything that's been said in the media, and what CY has said. They want to trim budget, get younger, but they're not rebuilding, is what they said. So it's pretty close to impossible to significantly improve when you've got a bullpen that's busted, for lack of better terms. The bullpen was an issue for most of the season, especially closer. In order to address that situation, you've got to throw money at it. And if we're not going to be throwing money at that, I'm concerned with what the roster looks like. If you're lucky, or I'm sorry, what this season looks like. If you're lucky, it looks similar to what you had this season, which is an 81-81 ball club. They got hot in the month of August, September there for a while, and then they just kind of fell off. And they, proverbially, they shit the bed late in the season. There's not really much that we can say about the Texas Rangers season other than it was up and down. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that the bullpen was just hit or miss, and then the offense was hit or miss. And, when you've got guys that you're paying big dollars to contribute offensively, and they're not doing it, which Corey Seager and Marcus Semien did pretty much most of the season. Marcus Semien started to figure things out, and then, he was just, gone. He figured things out defensively for sure, and then offensively he started to really heat up quite a bit. But after the injury, of course, late in the season, we brought some younger guys in that really played miles ahead of where they should have been. The team, or I think a lot of the I wouldn't say discontent, but a lot of the decision by the front office to move on, I believe, had a lot to do with back-to-back disappointing seasons. The season before last, the pitching was bad. And then this season, the offense was bad and the pitching was great. So, somewhere in between is where you should have been, decent pitching and a decent offense, and who knows what could have happened. We had the talent in the rotation to do well in the playoffs if we could make it, but we were just too beat up, and the Tyler Malley got hurt. We never really saw a couple guys that we planned to see. It was hard to watch as a Rangers fan most of the season, but in the grand scheme of things, it could have gone much worse. They fired the hitting coach, a quarter way into the season, and they brought in Brett Boone. With Bochy being gone, Bill and I discussed it. Whatever they have to do, they have to hang on to Mike Maddox. He's the wizard behind using guys that are either over the hill or they're well past their better years, like Tyler Malley was supposed to. A lot of that is credited to Mr. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach. It's very rare that a pitching coach gets offered the job to be the next manager. I don't think that's going to happen here. If anything, it looks to be Skip Shoemaker. He's probably going to be the next big. He's going to be your next Rangers manager. I agree with that decision. If that's the decision they go, the other decision is you promote Mike Maddox to be that next guy. And if Mike Maddox is the guy, then I think Bill and myself both would be happy with that. But if he's not, I think Skip Shoemaker is the guy. Just a little background on Skip. He's a 45-year-old guy. He was in the league for 11 years, played for St. Hey, welcome, Bill.
Hey, finally.
Finally got in.
We're here.
But Skip Shoemaker, 45 years old. He played in the majors for 11, 12 years, something like that, for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's a member of 2 World Series teams, especially the World Series team that the Rangers fans don't want to talk about because we're a little sensitive about that year, 2011. As a manager, he was 146 and 178, which is a winning percentage of 451. He was a manager of the Marlins from 2023 to 2024. They had a surprise playoff berth in 2023. And he was also named NL Manager of the Year for what he did there. He's well respected in the league. There are a lot of people that are surprised that he did not get a managerial job this season. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that I think everyone knew what the plan was for Bochy. Even if nobody's going to say it out loud, I think he wanted to be here. I think that's what happened. But all that to say, if Skip is the guy, I'm going to be happy with that. If it's not Skip, I hope they make Mike Maddox the next manager. If Mike Maddox isn't the manager, if he just wants to be the pitching coach, by God, hang on to Mike Maddox because he is a key cog in this whole thing. That's my opinion when it comes to these guys. Now, Skip Shoemaker, I was watching some stuff on him, and I saw an old, I think it was a TikTok or maybe it was a video, Bill. You might remember this. So I think it was 2024. It was Shohei Ohtani's chase for the 50-50 club. Right, 50 home runs. Was it 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases?
Yeah.
And all the other coaches in the dugout were like, "Hey, we really need to walk him here." And Skip, you see it on camera. He says, "Fuck that! Too much respect for this guy to let that shit happen." And they threw it to him, and of course he tanked one into left field. And Shohei Ohtani is a member of the 50-50 club. I think that's the kind of guy that Skip Shoemaker is.
He has a tremendous respect for the game. I know that much because he played. He played and he played hard, and he was never the most talented guy. He had to earn everything he got.
Yeah.
So, and I do believe that he has too much respect for the game, other than to just we're just not going to
walk
do
a
this.
guy. Yeah.
And
I think he is one of those guys that that the players are absolutely going to love him. They're going to run through a wall for the guy. Everything that I've seen on the guy just screams the next young hot coach. My wife said, he's not bad looking. He definitely looks better than Bochy. And I was like, babe, we're not starting there because no one's better looking than I am. I don't care what anyone says.
Here we go.
So, but she was like, oh yeah, he's not bad to look at, So I think he's going to do well here. I think he's going to. Part of it is the development that we need, right? I'm not saying Bochy isn't a developer, right? I think Bochy is a guy that is ready, that takes a team that's ready to win. They just need to figure out how to win. That's what Bochy does.
Can I throw a little something in here, John?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, please.
I got a couple of interesting things.
Sure.
I'm going to ask your opinion on what do you think? What would you think if they offered the job to Booney?
Brett Boone?
Yeah,
I'd be okay with it.
I think I would too.
Yeah, I think the guys like him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They responded well to him clearly because the offense. I mean, the offense went through its ebbs and flows this season.
Yeah.
Right. But you're talking about a guy who missed all of spring training, all of the fall workouts and stuff. Like, you don't just come in and change a hitting regimen and everything's fine the next day. That's not how it works. It's about approach, and there's different approaches, to a two-strike approach, and then bases it's situational, right? There's intricacies in the game that a lot of people that don't understand, even I don't understand, right? Because I'm not a major league hitting coach, but you don't just change the fundamental approach on even major league guys, because it's not going to happen, because it's about routine and consistency for these guys across the board. Like, I read somewhere that Mike Trout, he spends like an hour to 2 hours a day just doing tee work, right? Major league guys do tee work, and it's just about pop and rotation and using your hips and all that stuff that I don't know about, but I know enough to talk about. Is the reason I'm not a major league ball coach. I'm not a hitting coach. I'm not a pitching coach, right?
Like I said, I don't think Boney'd be a terrible choice. No. But what about they could bring Wash back? I wouldn't be upset about that at all either. But that's a far fetched idea. It's just
I wouldn't be upset about it. Everyone loves Wash,
and not that I think that Michael Young wants to manage, but I mean, you never know. That would be something interesting.
That's another guy I wouldn't mind.
Oh, well, I mean, we do have love for that guy, definitely.
Yeah. I saw somewhere someone said, why doesn't Pudge manage the team? I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like,
no.
I would be all for it, but I
can't say anything because that guy is one of my top 5 favorite players of all time.
Yeah, he's my Mount Rushmore. Yeah,
but
Mount Rushmore all sports.
Absolutely. But no, I don't think that's a good idea. But my other thought was about Boch. looking at possible teams, I think he wants to manage again. Everybody wants time to the Giants because Buster Posey and all that, but I don't think they're going to go there. I think they're going to go with a younger guy. But here's an interesting option if he really wants to manage again. Atlanta.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Bill. I mean, they're a team that's got all the pieces to win a World Series.
Yeah,
They were
they
just
haven't been
bad
healthy.
this year.
They just
They
haven't
were
been
bad this
healthy.
year. They weren't healthy. Like that makes it, like I was saying, right?
Yeah,
Bochy is
an
a guy,
established team.
They've got pieces all over the place.
Yeah.
Why not? Right.
And he's won a lot. And I mean, they won a championship with a lot of the guys that are still on that team.
Yep. And he's also won a championship with a lot less than what's on that team.
That's a fact too. So I'm thinking that could be a pretty good match if they wanted to go there. And I wouldn't be mad either because I do like the Braves. So
yeah.
But
I don't mind the Braves. I was a big fan of Chipper Jones when I was
a
kid,
fan.
so.
I go a little further back. I like me some Chipper, a little bit Larry Wayne Jones, as that was his government name. But I'm a big Dale Murphy guy from the But I'm a stump for Dale Murphy. That guy was a ball player.
Yep.
But anyway, I just want to throw that in there on those two topics there.
Yeah, I mean the Texas Rangers, they've got some decisions to make now. Another thing too is I read somewhere that we're looking to shed around $50 million this offseason.
We're gonna take a step back financially, and like I said, I don't think Boch wants to be a part of that, honestly. So
yeah, I think he wants to go. Like I think he tried the approach this season, not spending a lot. Like their big acquisition was Jock Peterson, right? And he's not going to opt out and take less money. Like he's going to opt back in because he wants $19 million.
Yeah.
Like I don't know anyone that would do that.
No, he's not going to give away. He's not going to give up free money.
Yeah. I wouldn't give away $20 million.
No,
there's no way in hell. I'd be like, you're stuck with me.
If he is, I'd be first in line.
Hell yeah. I'd with my hand out. Hey, give me some. I don't know what the answer. You can find bullpen pieces, right? The guy that I was thinking of that we didn't see all season, Josh Spores, like we didn't see him all season long. I was ready for him to come back at any given moment, but he had health issues. I don't know if it was a shoulder or what, but some of the guys that you're probably not going to see, Adolis Garcia, he's probably going to be gone.
Yeah, most likely.
They're probably going to let Hobie walk. Don't be surprised if, I already said Dolly, but don't be surprised if you see Merrill walk, because these are going to be guys that you just can't bring back for cheap.
I've heard that from other places that Danny Colum, and that Phil Maton both want to stay here. Maton said that he's tried to sign here the last couple of off seasons, and it just hadn't worked out.
Yeah,
but those two would like to be back. And Mike Maddox came out and said that he'd like to have Tyler Malley back, which means that to me that says that maybe he's staying, maybe Mad Dog's staying, regardless of what.
I would love it. In my opinion, this is just my honest opinion, he is a top 3 pitching coach in the league.
He's a pitcher whisperer, if you will.
Yeah, I mean
out here and just put his hand on his shoulder.
Yeah,
cover his mouth and put his hand on his shoulder. Like, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
What he did with think about it, what he did with Neftali Feliz.
Oh yeah.
The dude Colby Lewis, Dutch, these guys from the early 2010 runs, that had everything to do with him, and we let him walk. CJ Wilson, my God,
yeah,
he had Cliff Lee that year.
Who was it? Alexi Ogando.
Alexi Ogando was a monster.
That's the one little point where they developed some pitchers with CJ and Neftali. Now, granted, Neftali had a phenomenal arm, but he was missing part of it, and Maddox helped him unlock that. But so CJ and Neftali Feliz and Ogando and guys like that, and then you got Colby Lewis as a veteran coming over here, but for whatever reason, it had never clicked here before.
Yeah,
he went to Japan and did well, but that doesn't guarantee success when you come back.
Right.
And Mad Dog was a pitching coach when he was doing all that.
Yeah.
And that was a guy. Colby Lewis was a guy that got the most out of his talent.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So
that guy is instrumental to. I mean, look at what he's done with Jack Leiter. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
remember before the season, people
Oh,
were
yeah.
saying, "Hey, Jack Leiter's a bust. He's probably going to be a bullpen guy." Look what he just did. Right? He won 10 games for the first time in his career. Right? Now, he had his bad innings, and normally it was the fourth or fifth inning. I forget what it was, where his ERA was almost damn near a 6. Right? It was like a 5.4 or 4.5. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
I think it was the fourth or fifth inning, but that's not uncommon for young pitchers because that's around the time you're going to see those guys a second or third time. Like everyone struggles with a major league hitter the third time they face them in a game because it's about timing, right? So, the development of Jack Leiter is astronomically important to this team.
I agree. I agree. It's huge.
Kumar Rocker, maybe he just needs a little more time.
I don't know, man.
Maybe
he's got all this talent in the world physically. It's just putting it together.
Yep. He's we could sit here and we could talk baseball for the entire hour.
Oh, easily.
Playoff baseball's on right now.
Yep.
I was a little heartbroken about the Bochy deal. It kind of took the wind out of my sails. Yep, repping the Bo Sox.
They're trying to win it right now. They're in the bottom of the 8th, and they're all tied up with the hated New York Yankees.
Well,
the 8th inning.
It's not going to bother me at all if the Yankees lose. I can leave it at that.
Boston won last night.
They did.
Eric Crochet pitched a hell of a ball game.
Yeah.
So and of course it's a short series. It's 3 games, and it's all in the same spot. They don't change spots.
Yeah.
So if Boston wins tonight, it's over.
It's done.
I would love. You know how much I love the Red Sox and how much I dislike the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Red Sox because they hate the Yankees.
Yes.
So,
yeah, there you go.
So let's jump into some Texas talk, Texas Longhorn talk.
All right, what you got?
So this weekend, Texas and Florida are playing. The big story about Texas going into the season was Arch Manning this and Arch Manning that. Through the first couple games of the season, Arch really struggled. He could not find his way, for lack of a better team.
John, you broke somebody's heart, man.
I'm sorry. I love you, whoever you are, but I still love you. I'm not a Yankees fan. I'm a Rangers fan.
Well, John, they have to understand. Whoever that is, they have to understand that it's Tiffany. It's our producer. Yeah. Well, you have to, and I understand. I understand that part of where she grew up is, in that area.
Yeah.
But they tortured us. They tortured the Rangers
for years
and years, and we finally. That's why it was so sweet when we finally beat them to get to that first World Series, because it was kind of like exercising the demons, which something Red Sox fans know a lot about as far as the Yankees are concerned. Granted, we didn't have to do 80-something years with them, but
well, I can tell you this, Tiff. My pops is a Yankees fan, and he bought Jace's first hat was a Yankees hat, and it was devastating to let him wear that.
Oh my! Oh, me and your dad, me and George need to have a
talk. No, not George. My stepdad. My pops.
Your stepdad. Okay, my fault.
Yeah,
I didn't think that.
Yeah. So he's all Texas. He's all Texas. So
there we go.
The Cowboys were your team when you were a little. I'm sorry. I will pray for you, as I hope you pray for us.
They have tortured us the last 30 years.
They have.
There are those of us that remember the good old days. John's not really old enough.
I do remember the good old days. Come on, man. I was a kid. Come on. I remember it. We already went over this. I had a starter jacket, man. I was looking at a starter jacket.
Starter jacket. Those are the best.
So back to Texas. The whole Arch Manning effect, right? Arch struggled late, and then he looked good against Sam Houston State. Again, check your sources at Sam Houston State.
Slump buster.
I have a feeling, I'm not saying that Arch is going to come out and light Florida up, but I'm going to say that Arch is going to come out and he's going to look like a competent quarterback. I really do think that he's going to have a good game. If he doesn't have at least 250 yards and 2 to 3 touchdowns, I'm going to be upset.
Well, and
Florida's got a good
we're going to
defense.
have opportunities, I believe, because DJ Lagway's probably going to throw us about 17 interceptions.
He
in this
threw
game.
5 interceptions against LSU. wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
yeah. And I think our
LSU's
defense is better than LSU. I think our defense is slightly better than LSU's.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Oh, I was slightly is a slight understatement, but I would, man, I just don't see how Florida and a less than stellar, like as bad as Arch had been all season, Lagway was that much worse.
Oh yeah,
he has not been good this season.
Yeah.
He's thrown for 690 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and I don't know if you know what that QBR rating is.
It's very low.
It's 46.9, which is 92nd in all of college football. That's
very low. Yeah.
I think DJ Lagway is a great quarterback. Before the season, I think we talked. I had him as a top 5 quarterback in the league in college football, and he has not lived up. Part of that could be the fact that his coach is a dead man walking. I don't know.
Yeah.
But something is wrong. Something has gone awry, and I know that he was hurt quite a bit of the season. He didn't practice a lot.
Yeah.
That might have something to do with it. But I don't see how they score more than 10 to 14 points against a stingy Texas defense.
Maybe, John, it's just I don't know, man. Maybe it's just something in the water in Gainesville, because this is the 3rd quarterback in a row that they've had come through there that has all kinds of physical tools, but can't put it together. Now, Anthony Richardson managed to get drafted really high, but I think we've seen. We'll get into that more when we come back.
Yeah, when we get back.
Get her.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820. Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
All right, welcome back. Let's be a little smoother this time than the start of the show. The show is brought to you by Game On NTX. Game On NTX is brought to you Today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Co-working, Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, meeting space, and virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. All right, so before we jump into the Cowboys, let's wrap up Texas. A couple of the things that I'm looking for matchup-wise in this game is the Texas O-line versus the Florida D-line.
Yes.
Florida's got a talented defense. Of course, when you're in the state of Florida, it's hard not to have talent.
Got athletes running out your ears.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yep.
Texas has been recruiting Florida mighty heavily. One Jamie French is from there. We just got a 5-star defensive lineman from Florida this season. So that's one of the big key matchups. And then, of course, Arch versus Lagway. I wrote here, did Arch break his slump, or was it just Sam Houston State? That's the big mystery, right? If I was a betting man, I'm going to bet on a Manning every time. That's just me. And key to victory, run the damn ball. Be physical, run it down their throats. If you jump out to a big lead early, that team's going to quit on Billy. They're just looking for an excuse.
I believe that you're probably right. Yeah.
I think Billy Napier is a damn good coach, but it takes a special kind of person to run Florida the way that it's supposed to, i.e. Urban Meyer. Meyer
or the old ball coach.
The old ball coach, right? Spurrier did it. Yeah. So it takes a special guy to run that program. Again, they've got immense talent all over the place in the state of Florida.
Oh yeah.
But with today's game and the challenges of NIL, that's a real issue for a lot of coaches. He's had the buy-in from the boosters. He got the quarterback he needed and wanted. He's got athletes. There's no excuse. I watched some of his game last week or the week before last, running the situational running, running to the near side of the field and in the formations, and he ran like a reverse pass. I'm like, none of that it just screams desperation. And that's against, I think Miami's a good team. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're nearly as talented as this Texas team is. Not even close.
True.
If they're having to be desperate in a rivalry game against Miami, I don't know what they're going to do against Texas. So I see this being a 34-10 or 14 game. That's just my opinion.
Well, he'd be the second SEC coach to get fired, as Arkansas fired Sam Pittman, as you know, earlier this week, after they got just boat raced by Notre Dame.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was
at home. Yeah, it looked like that team had completely. It looked like they had no idea what they were doing, and Notre Dame just ran all over them.
I love Sam Pittman. He's a great, fantastic offensive line coach. He is a guy that will not have a problem finding if he still wants to coach. He'll be somewhere. I'd love to have him at Texas.
Oh yeah,
because he the first year that Texas and Arkansas played, when I believe it was Hudson Card went in there, and they just ran our doors off. They blew the doors off of us. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that their offensive line just beat us.
They out physicaled us at the point of attack.
And it was not even close.
Yeah, that was not pretty. That was an ugly game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some games that I want to look at this week before we jump into the Cowboys. Miami at Florida State. Florida State lost a confusing game against Virginia. Florida State looked like a team that was well on their way back to the college football playoffs this season. After being, ousted a couple years ago and then getting utterly embarrassed by Georgia in the bowl game after their quarterback went down. I still don't know what Florida State is. They just stunk it up.
But that's the thing too. They're playing Miami. I don't know what they are.
That's true.
I don't know what either team it is. I don't think Florida State's what? They're ranked 18?
Yeah, they're 18.
I don't think they're I don't think that there's 17 teams better than they are.
No.
But Miami's number 3?
Yes.
I definitely don't believe that they're the third best team in the country, and not even remotely.
No, I think they deserve to be in the top 10.
Yeah, no, I'll give them that.
They beat Notre Dame. Again, right? We want to talk about these wins and losses, and I've been overly critical over especially rival teams of Texas. I don't think A&M's that good either.
Yeah.
You know, they've had
But
favorable.
I mean, they beat Notre Dame, but guess what, man? Notre Dame, the only two wins Notre Dame has are against a bad Purdue team and a bad Arkansas team that just
Correct.
quit.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, they haven't
their
done crap either. So that
defense-
makes that A&M win look not that great for A&M because A&M is.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was a
like
shootout.
We've talked about this. We don't believe that A&M is for real. Definitely not offensively.
And I hate A&M and Oklahoma, but they're both in the same boat, in my opinion. Like, they've got a talented quarterback. I think Oklahoma's defense, especially defensive line, is better than A&M's. There's no doubt about that.
They're
but
tough.
Like, A&M's defense, like that's what Elko is supposed to do, is defense, and that defense does not impress me.
Mm-hmm.
You beat a team that struggles with the forward pass, and that's because Jackson Arnold is missing a few chromosomes. Like, that's my opinion. Like, the guy just like, he holds onto the ball and he can't get rid. You've got Cam Coleman on your team, and you can't.
They were
get him
similar.
the ball.
They were similar games because Oklahoma didn't look great offensively against Auburn, barely beat them, and A&M didn't look great against Auburn, barely beat them. So
my opinion is, if you can give the quarterback time to throw the ball downfield, you're going to beat Oklahoma.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. But Oklahoma also can't run the ball.
True,
unless it's John Mateer.
What do you think? What do you think about the Bama and the fighting Commodores of Vanderbilt University?
That's one of the 4 games that I have circled here. I'm not sure if the Vandy D can contain that Alabama offense. They've done it before. You know, they did it last season.
Yeah.
But I think that Alabama team is going to be pissed off. They were pissed off after the loss to Florida State. I think Alabama found the swagger again.
Well, they beat Georgia at home, broke the 33-game win streak from Georgia.
They did, and I called that.
Yeah, you did. You called it. I don't know that. That's the thing here. This is when it's so tough for me because Alabama won. Yes, they could be revenge minded because they got embarrassed last year in Nashville. This is in Tuscaloosa, isn't it?
It is.
Oh yeah, that's going to be even tougher. Yeah,
and you know, I like Diego Pavia. I think he's a future car salesman, right? But
no, he's going to own. Hey, he's going to Vanderbilt, sir. He's going to own some of those car dealerships.
Okay, he'll own a car dealership. Whatever, that's fine. He can own it. He's still going to work there. So I think he's a gamer. He's a baller. You know who he kind of reminds me of? He reminds me of Baker Mayfield. Just endless swagger. He's going to do whatever he can to make it work. I'm not saying he's Baker Mayfield. His attitude, his mentality.
Oh yeah,
like Baker Mayfield. He's going to do. If I have to run the ball 75 times, that's what I'll do. If I have to throw for 500 yards, that's what I'll do. And he's played well this season. The problem is it's Vanderbilt. They don't get the recruits. Now they're coached up because Clark Lee is a fantastic. He's a hell of a ball coach.
Very good football coach. Yeah,
he has done it right there.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's a tough one. I'll tell you a team that I have on upset alert, and that's Texas A&M. I have them on upset alert against the Cowbells. Now they're going to be in Kyle Field, so it's going to be deafening. There's going to be.
Oh man, come on! I was hoping to get all those cowbells up in their ears.
I know. A&M, they've got a favorable schedule. You know,
John, I got a fever, and the only prescription is more
cowbell. I got it. You know, I
hope
think
you're right. I hope you're right.
I think A&M. I think they're drinking their own Kool-Aid. That's what I think they're doing.
Well, I hope so.
I think they're looking past Mississippi State. That freaking, like, is it the veer and shoot that he runs? That can that offense can be kind of sneaky.
The Mississippi State offense.
Yeah,
Jeff Levy, former OU offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think it's like a version of veer and shoot.
I thought it was part of. I thought it was part of air raid stuff, but
it is. I mean,
I could be wrong.
It's that wide formation, double stack. You know, I mean, Yeah, maybe it's an air. I mean, because he's part of the Brile school, so yeah, it's probably more of an air raid. But veer and shoot is more Tennessee. But I think that Aggie defense is really going to be put to the test, man. I really do.
Mississippi
Because
State's
Blake
quarterback,
Shapen,
he's solid. Blake Shapen's a solid quarterback, man.
the
They
kid's
beat
balling.
Arizona State, and they had who did they play last week? They freaking it was Tennessee.
They had Tennessee on the ropes.
They had Tennessee on the ropes. So
and then I want to see what Oklahoma's offense looks like without Mateer. I know they're playing Kent State. If they can move the ball easily, which they probably will, great. But I want to get a preview of what might be the quarterback for the Texas game next weekend.
Oh, sure. Oh, John, we've seen that show already.
We have
seen that show already.
We've already seen Michael Hawkins as well. He lost to Navy. That's all I got to say.
That's what I'm talking about. We've seen that show. Well, we beat him last year when he was the quarterback.
We beat the piss out of him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
he couldn't do a damn thing. So kids can improve. It's a new offense, a new system. Let's see how much he improves. Right. But that being said, let's move on to the Cowboys because we were both wrong on that game.
so was most of America.
Yeah.
But if you had 40-40 tie game for the if you call that one, okay, you might want to go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, that one was not.
We were at that game. The fiance and I, we were at the game. She's a huge Packer fan, and so neither one of us were unhappy, but neither one of us were overly happy.
Yeah.
So
consolation prize tie.
Yeah, it's like what's that like kissing your sister? I've never done that, and I don't want to find out what that's like. But something tells me that's probably a little bit better than kissing your sister, unless maybe you're from Arkansas or something. I don't know how that works.
Whoa! Shots fired.
I'm sorry. That wasn't very nice. My apologies. But yeah, I mean, neither team apparently knows how to play defense.
Oh God.
Good takeaways from Dallas here is Dak Prescott's playing at a high level right now. 319 yards, 3 TDs. No pick, had a rushing touchdown.
Yep.
So, he was very efficient. I mean, he's 31 of 40, so he didn't miss much.
Yeah.
You got contributions from different receivers with CD up. George Pickens finally really had a monster game, 8 for 134, 2 TDs.
So monster, in fact, that Jerry's talking about an extension already.
Yeah. Possibly. Let's not get carried away there, but it's a possibility because he's very, very good player. Yeah. But, Ferg had a touch. Jake Ferguson had 7 catches and a touchdown. Jalen Tolbert had 4 for 61, including an outstanding catch on a ball that I honestly thought Dak was throwing away.
Yeah.
And he made an outstanding catch to help them set up the score.
People talk about that throw more than they do the catch. Like the throw was just like, hey, I'm going to throw it over there and get it where only he can make the catch, and that was a phenomenal catch by Jalen Tolbert.
I thought he was throwing it away, honestly.
I did too.
But that was a phenomenal catch by Jalen Tolbert. And trust me, you and I are as hard on that guy as anybody is because he just really hasn't shown anything up to this point. But that was a huge play.
Yeah, he stepped up.
But their defense can't stop anybody.
Can't stop a wet fart.
And
man. They're terrible.
I'm happy to see the offense doing so well, but you're going to have to win games like that. You're going to have to score 35 points a game to win a game against a decent offensive team. Now, don't get me wrong, that Green Bay team is a really, really good offensive team. Even without even without some of their good players, they lost a couple linemen. You still got a lot.
They get no sympathy for us because we lost a couple linemen too. So
I was honestly surprised at how bad their defense was because with Adam Parsons and you've got Rashawn Gary and Edgerrin Cooper and you got a lot of good players, but their secondary just got roasted.
Yeah, they got
just like ours did. But for them, Love had 337, 3 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs had 86 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and caught 4 passes for 71 yards. So he's doing it. He's all over the place.
Was it just me?
Of course, you had the little bobble-headed guy with the helmet guard. He had 3 freaking touchdowns.
Was it just me, or did it look like when Jacobs carried the ball, it looked like everyone on our defense was running in slow motion?
He's he's tough, man. He's a
I know he's a
special
good.
kind of
I know
player.
he's a good running back, but man, come on, like
But that's the thing, though. It didn't. It's not like they were gashing us. Yes, he had 80. He had 86 yards, but it didn't feel like any of them were like huge runs.
you know where they gashed us. Honestly, were the screens, man.
Oh
Like
yeah, no, they killed us. We couldn't stop the screen.
like we would over pursue or miss
Set them
tackles.
up.
Like
Yeah, oh yeah, it was bad. There was bad. I honestly, there was bad tackling on both sides. But they set up the way they set up the screen game. They saw something on film, obviously that.
well, everyone else saw it too. So
Yeah,
be prepared
no,
to get
we're gonna get screened to death the rest of the year until we stop it. And I mean that's what you got to do. Teams will find your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Man, we need some of these guys to come back on defense. We need Bland back. I mean, we need him doing good. We need Overshown back more than anything. Honestly, I think that's a huge difference maker. Revel, the corner, the rookie, talented kid. Our defensive line. Honestly, right now, our defensive line is one of our stronger areas. Clowney, you didn't get much pass rush wise, but he definitely played the run very well, and that's kind of knew that coming in.
That dude will set an edge for
sure.
Oh
yeah, he definitely knows how to set the edge.
Yeah,
and with the 4 or 5 guys, 6 guys, whatever that they rotate up front there, that's a solid group. But you're going to have to get some contributions. You're going to have to get some play from your linebacker, and you need some reinforcements in that secondary. I think there's help on the way, but I don't know to what level. I don't know how much they're going to be able to help you. They can't come in right away and do it because they're not going to be ready. They're just not. But
you know the big takeaway that I saw on the defense. One thing, I don't know if you noticed this because I know you were at the game.
Yeah,
Diggs didn't start.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that until I heard it. I heard it today. I'm like, holy crap, he didn't. Diggs didn't start. There's some kind of something going on off the field. But he said from everything I heard, he said he was okay with it. He understood. He wasn't, he knew whatever he did was, he felt like he deserved it, and he accepted the punishment and didn't complain too much about it. I think maybe he got into it with some coaches or something. He didn't like the situation, how it was playing out, whatever. Maybe he got into it with some coaches, and they said, "No, you're gonna sit down for a minute."
Maybe he should try not sucking. Maybe
that is true. That is true. There is always that, but I don't think he's doing it on purpose. But they just. Like I said, their defense not good. They're gonna have to outscore people. Hopefully, we'll get some reinforcements back on the defense.
I saw people like flaming Flus for this, and I'm like, dude, Flus schemed people into the right spot. Yeah. Missed tackles. We blitzed in a perfect situation that we were there to stop the run, and we just missed the tackle, and they, burned us.
I did see Donovan Wilson playing down in the box a little bit more, which is exactly where he should be. He's not a coverage safety; he's a box safety. So
they had this guy Reddy, whatever his name was, Reddy Stewart. They really like the kid.
Yeah, I think he's got. I think they may have something there. He's got some talent.
He took a couple. He took his lumps, but it's his first start in the NFL.
Yeah, I think
against a quality offense.
I agree. It's a little bit rough, but I think he may have something there with that kid. He can play.
Yeah, he's a gamer. He looked decent. Now, one guy, I will say this for the 3rd or 4th week in a row.
Yeah,
get Jack Sanborn off the team.
Please hurry up. That's another thing I want DeMarvin Overshown to hurry back because Jack Sanborn is terrible.
God.
Please just get him away from my football team. Yeah,
I could not believe it. I'm like, oh, there's another he missed 3 tackles on the first drive.
It's just I don't even want to talk about.
You're in the NFL. How are you missing tackles?
I don't want to talk about Jack Sanborn. It makes my head hurt. Honestly, I appreciate thank your defensive coordinator, your former head coach, for getting you that contract, and then now kindly fuck off off of my football team.
Yeah.
If you want to stay in the division, that's fine.
Go to Philly.
Not on my team.
Go to Philly and replace that guy that kills everybody.
But I gotta say a couple things real quick.
Yeah.
I want to throw this in there, and we'll get right back to this.
Sure.
I will not be available next week, possibly not the week after, depending on how things work out. Because it may be a little while because I am moving to Nashville. I got a job promotion. I will be staying plugged in here, the sports here, but the the first week I go, I may not have my furniture or anything to do the show with, and the 2 weeks after that, I will be traveling for work. I'll see if I can get it set up to where I can broadcast from wherever I'm at, but it's at least next week for sure. Probably the next 2 weeks that I'm out, and I'll try and get it figured out for those weeks after that.
Yep.
Just want to let everybody know that. And also I want to give a shout out to a nice man in guest services at AT&T Stadium. There was a big screw up with our tickets. One of the ticket agencies, I'm not going to put them on blast, but there was a big screw up, and we lost our seats after halftime somehow. Well, this nice man, Mr. Gerald Young, he helped us out, and he got us to a little bit. And my fiance, her hip was killing her. She was in a lot of pain. He got us to a decent spot so we could finish watching the game. And I want to just shout out Gerald Young. And anybody that knows him, anybody that's listening that knows him, I'm very grateful for what he did for us that day. But other than that, let's get back to the Cowboys. Let's get a little NFL talk. Actually, You know what? I think we've stayed on the Cowboys long enough. Let's start talking about some of the other games coming up this week.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's see here. I'm put on my trusty reading glasses because I'm old. Let's go, John. We got the 3-1 49ers at the 3-1 Rams. Who you got?
It's Brock Purdy's first game back.
He's not playing.
He's not.
He's out. Plus, you don't have either Ricky Pearsall or Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, I'm going Rams all day.
So it's Christian McCaffrey and Prey.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't play quarterback too. So
no, he cannot.
Let's go Rams.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. We got Broncos and Eagles. Broncos 2-2, really stout defense against the Eagles 4-0. They've kind of muddled through their wins. They should have lost to the Rams. Do what?
Eagles. I don't care what the Broncos are doing.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
We got Bucks Seahawks.
That's going to be a good game.
That's both teams are 3-1. Tampa travels up cross country to Seattle.
Man, last week we were giving some love to Baker.
Yeah.
Baker struggled a little bit against the Eagles. I'm gonna go with Seattle. I think they made the right hire there.
Yeah.
That coach. Their offense looks decent, right? It looks like a prime Russell Wilson offense at times.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, the resurgence of his career, it's baffling, right? First in Minnesota, and then you can't say enough about the guy. So give me Seattle.
Well, that's where we'll differ. I like Seattle, and it wouldn't surprise me that I'll see them win, but I'm gonna ride with Tampa.
Okay.
I like what they're doing. They've been down in several games, and they've fought back and won them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're battle tested. So going on the road's not going to be a big deal. They are missing Mike Evans and possibly Bucky Irving, which that definitely will hurt.
You sure you don't want to change your answer?
No, if I got to give you one back, I got to give you one back here. If you beat me here, then you beat me here. But I'm gonna go with Tampa on the road.
I think the biggest thing for Seattle, is there a team that develops corners better than Seattle?
They do pretty good.
They do pretty good, right?
They do pretty good. All right, so what is that? We got 3 games?
Mm-hmm.
How about this? How about Washington and the Los Angeles Chargers of Los Angeles?
I don't know, man.
See, that's a tough one.
I know Jaden Daniels is back, but then you see the turd that they laid last weekend against the Giants with the Chargers, man. How back is Jaden Daniels?
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem like, is it? Well, I know he got injured, but is it a sophomore slump for Jaden Daniels? He beat the Giants and then he was out, right?
Yeah.
So when they did win, who was it? Was it Atlanta that they beat the piss out of? Or did Atlanta beat the piss out of them? Whoever it was.
I don't remember.
They lost to Atlanta last weekend. That's right. Man, that's a coin flip at best,
I agree. It's a tough game.
Give me Washington, I guess. Give me Washington.
All right, I'll take San Diego.
I don't know if I want to take Washington, but you know,
You don't have to. We can pick the same game.
Mama didn't raise no B word, so
Okay.
give me Washington.
Well, there's Okay, so that's what. How many games is that we got? Is that
4?
Let's leave the Eagles and Broncos out of that. Screw that one. We don't care.
Okay, yeah.
How about Chiefs Jags?
Man,
Who had that on their scorecard for Monday Night Football?
I think the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs win by 2 scores.
Oh, I
2
think
scores.
I think they're pissed off. People were writing them off, and it's like, okay, watch this. San
Yeah,
Diego had a chance to put them in the dirt when the win last week, and they couldn't beat the freaking Giants.
Yeah.
And so, Kansas City's going to win this game.
Man,
Last but not least, Cowboys, Jets. I think we're both going to go same direction here.
Jets. Oh no, Cowboys. I'm messing with you.
From
All right,
Burleson
brother.
to Venus and Grandview to Godly, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain
the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission.